What's going on, you guys? Live here at YCS Pasadena with my brother Asian Persuasion, you already know. And we're back here with Mr. Pat.
What's up, guys?
Top. Back to back, actually, yeah. Wait, back to back.
Weird.
It's like the goo actually exists.
It always exists.
3 in a row so far. Yeah. I've been pretty happy. Like, I think making top 30, like making top good is like super nice. It's always so sad after you lose in top 32 though. So I get how people feel now at least.
Yeah.
But I played Ishizu this tournament. I went 9-1 to Swiss. My one loss was to Ishizu Mirror because I misplayed round 3. It actually woke me up after I lost because I was kind of like tired. After I played 6 mirrors in a row, I won all of them. And then the one draw was because of like Mystic Mine. Like the game got prolonged way too hard. So like that was the only time like time came up for me. I actually never went to time in the mirror match ever. The only time was obviously like the one on feature, and then the one round 11. But so just to give you context about like time and like playing the Ishizu deck. I think that if you know how to play better than your opponent, or your opponent doesn't know how to play that well, you usually don't go into time. You usually 2-0 them or something.
Yeah. You got any shout outs, bro? Yeah,
shout out to Nash, Hani, Haisam, Raf, Waf people, shout out to the Disciples. Shout out to everybody who like swap cards with me, all that good stuff. So I got my deck all pretty for you guys.
Oh yeah, I'm ready to see the goo cast, bro. Let's see it.
Okay, shit. I have 3 Rhino, 3 Merrily, 3 Sharon, 3 Halfness. What's up? Okay, so I have 3 of all of these. Okay, yeah.
No, all good. No, it's still going.
Yeah, it's all good. Thank you. Appreciate it. Shout out. Okay. Or we can, yeah.
Alright, 3, 2, 1.
No, you're good.
You're good. Just go.
So I played 3 Halfness, 3 Sharon, 3 Merrily, and then 3 Rhino. So a lot of people only play 2 Rhino. I think that's super not right because Rhino is actually the best mill into a Bisted, and it also like dumps like all these cards out of your hand, which I played a bunch of. So like the whole thing with Rhino is that it's a level 4 that always resolves if you think about into a Bestial, and its extra level 4 is insane because you get like Dweller lines, like you have like Redoer lines with it. So I think this card is like actually the best mill when you activate mill 5. And then for the rest of the engine, I played 3 field spells, 4, and the 1 instant fusion, the god card, and then these are the 6 Tearlaments spell and traps that I play. So these 2 are just standard. I don't think I need a second Sulik ever. Like I don't want dead cards in my hand going second, so that's the reason for that. 3 Scream is maybe unorthodox a little bit, but I know some people are playing 1 in the tournament. I think this card is unfair. Like, when you stop your opponent from playing and you have this card in rotation, you will like be so up in card advantage off this because it just mills 3 every time. Your Halfness mills 6, your opponent normal summons, but the attack the modification is probably what is made me like play this card because your opponent just can't clear your monsters. Like when this is up, and you put all your monsters in attack to play around like any sort of like Dweller Zeus lines. Yeah. So it's like really, really difficult because if you have the field spell up and the Scream up, like they're minus 1,000. Like so, like you can't clear like so many cards as a result. It's like really tough. So like this card with a Dweller up under Rhino makes it so that they need a 2700 beater to even like to crash, you know, into it. So yeah. So this card wasn't actually for Mystic Mine, but it ended up being super nice for me because I played against a guy who played Peered Mine. And I 2-0'd him because this card is broken, and I played it on Demise of the Land. But this card was broken. Like, if you watch the future match against Marcus Curious, like, searching this card, like, beat him game 2, and then I, like, normal summon Orange Light to make Baron to, like, beat the other Demise. But the reason why this card was actually in the deck wasn't actually for the mine out, even though it worked out that way. The main reason was because when you mill these traps, you can't really recur them except with this. And so like what you would do is you would go Kit, send Heartbeat, add any of your traps back to your hand. Yes, you could use your shufflers on these to put them back and then search off Kit, but that's super neg because a lot of the hands, if you only have 2 shufflers in the grave, you don't want to burn one to shuffle this back to add, you know? Yeah. You want to keep them in the graveyard for your opponent's turn, so that like it's really, really awkward for them. So that's why like I play 1 and 1 and then 3 of this, but this card's MVP, like. Bro, this card's so unfair. And the fact that I played through this, so the other reason was because if you mill on your opponent's turn and you hit a combination of Rhino Heart plus Scream or any of these, the games just end on the spot because you go like Rhino Heart, because you get to play around Hoffness, because in the mirror match, you don't want to like into Hoffness. If you into Hoffness, you just lose the game. So what you do is you go like Rhino, send Scream, summon Rhino back, right? Or no, sorry, you go Chain Link 1 Rhino, Chain Link 2 Scream. Scream grabs you Sulliek. You summon back Rhino. Rhino 1, Sulliek 2. So you see, you're constantly playing around your opponent Hoffnessing you, which is like really nice. And then you go like Sulliek, search whatever, send a name, like activate name engrave. So yeah, that's also the other reason. But those are all like the tier cards pretty much.
The best deck.
Yeah, but as you can see, I maxed out all of them. They're just like broken. But and then this is like the Ishizu engine. So this card is actually really good if you go first and you start milling 5 from your opponent, because you can summon this back and bring back any of them to like do level 4 plays. But this is like technically the worst one because it doesn't generate you as much advantage as the other ones. You play 6 shufflers. So the reason I played so many shufflers was because of Scream. You're always gonna get these in the graveyard more quicker than other people in the mirror match. That's why I played 3 Scream. Like it's just way easier to treble them. And then this is like unprecedented. I don't know how a 2-0 deck has 13 hand traps. Like the reason why I feel like I did so well is because this is 3 hand traps, Hoffness is 3, Orange Light is 3, and then I have 4 Bestials. This is 13 hand traps. It doesn't look like these are basically power craft hand traps if you really think about them. I mean, and this card is just absurd, obviously. But if you activate Hoffness against any deck that's not the mirror match, the game ends. Like if you hit any of your mill 5, hit anything, the game just ends. And then I played Orange Light. And so the last couple cards were like these, the Bestials, and then like Diviner, and the 3 of this. I'll explain the Diviner after. The reason why I played Orange Light was because basically I didn't actually expect that many to play Ishizu tier this tournament. I was prepared for the mirror match, but I didn't expect that many to play Ishizu tier. I actually thought more people would play Flu because it's a lot easier. Yeah. Like the thing with this deck is that it's actually really difficult to play, and I figured that most people just extravagate to like. If you're playing Flu last YCS, you're not going to switch to a tier deck this YCS, right? Yeah. If you're playing Exo Sister, you're still going to play Exo Sister. So like, I wanted something like this to like stop Shifter, kill Martha, like it's just really, really good for that reason. But the other reason was because like in game 3, if you go first, you can negate Spooky Dogwood. That's important. You can negate Shifter. Like it's just an absurd card. The math doesn't actually support this card, and what I mean by that is like the odds of you drawing this with a fairy monster is only like 25 to 28%, so it's very, very low. But the thing is, I think you just needed bomb cards that like, even though the math doesn't support it, you have to play anyways because it's gonna be very variants anyways, right? Yeah. Like there's a lot of like definitely skill involved in the Ishizu mirror, but this card wasn't for the mirror match. It was for like basically like the BS decks. So that's basically that. And then the Mono Diviner was the 44th card, so I wasn't really sure. So I got convinced last minute. It was actually more of a dice roll. Nesh and I rolled a dice to see whether or not we play this card in our deck. I didn't hate it, but it just didn't come up enough for me. But the theory was, when you mill 11, because I played 3 Scream, you get to do the mill 11 combo a lot, which is you go Kid Summon Merrily and have a Scream up, so you mill 11 cards. Yeah. And then if you go Share an Effect, you mill 14. So when you do that, there's actually nothing better to mill other than Diviner in that situation when you have everything in circulation already, because Diviner allows you to get Barone or Beatrice after you mill it. So it's basically like a really, really good mill. So I didn't mind it, but it wasn't an amazing normal summon. So I think that's why like 1 made sense. I just didn't draw it enough for it to like be relevant, but card's solid. It was okay, like, you know. So
that's nice.
So that's 41st card, yeah. For the extra deck, the fusions, the Pally. I never made this card. I don't know how. Mud Dragon, Garua. I made this card a lot. My end board is like Elf, Dweller, Beatrice. And that's just like game. It doesn't matter what they play too, because once you Dweller them, you use your Beatrice to send a mill 5 and the game just ends. So Mud Dragon, Garua, Rukolos, Kaleidoheart, and then Kiklos. Yeah, not much to say. All these cards are really good. I thought about playing 2 Kiklos, but the second Kiklos is Beatrice. When you get, because you're gonna get cherries on this card a lot, which I expected. But what you do is, when you get cherries on this, what do you make, right? Well, then you just make Garua, and then any Bestial, any access to Diviner, any sort of that makes this card, and that's basically just Kiklos. And then Beatrice also can send Crime to put back Kiklos as well. So it's a lot of really cool lines there. So yeah, Beatrice. Zeus, Dweller, Baguska, Time Thief. This is obviously, this card should be banned, bro.
Yeah, it's insane card, bro.
I mean, it was crazy because like in the mirror match, you get, so like a lot of people are complaining about the mirror match, but before when you get Dweller in the mirror, you just lose the game immediately on the spot.
Yeah.
But now you can get Dweller and still actually have put up a chance and win. It's actually kind of insane. So, but there's Dweller, Redoer because it gives you level 4 plays with Sharon, so it gives you an extra fusion. It's basically it's another sprint for 4. That's what I consider Redoer. It's a sprint for level 4s. Baguska because like if you watch the feature match, that's the play I did to beat to win. Where I summon this in attack mode. He can't sully it and use the attack over and clear his monster. So it's really good, and also it's really good against Flu.
Yeah.
Beatrice, as I explained before, and then Zeus. Zeus is just insane. Yeah, not much to say. One Baron. Yeah, I made it a bunch of cool ways to tournament. Obviously, you can make it with Diviner, but you can also go normal summon to Orange Light, use 2 level 4s to make this as well. So, I did that a lot when I was playing the Punk deck that you guys did a profile for.
Oh yeah, I said it was crazy Punk deck.
Yeah. 1 Dark, 1 Sprint, and then 1 Elf. That's it. That's all the links I needed. Never really linked summon that much, but yeah. For the side deck, I played 3 Spooky Dogwood because I did expect some people to pick up the deck, and if they did, I feel like they would be very new with it. The card just came out this week, so as a result, people are going to be literally reading their own tier cards as they're trying to combo themselves.
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to even know what their own tier monsters do, or like they're not going to know how to use their Ishizus. So I thought people would be quite slow. It ended up being crazy where I actually never sided this card until top 32.
Wow.
And the only reason I sided in because how complex, when both players know what they're doing, the master can actually get complex enough where you need this. I actually never needed it against like other people though, so it was okay in theory. This card was unfair.
Those three were kind of nice.
Wins series. If you hit their kick close, they have to do very awkward lines to keep playing, and you basically kill a fusion. If you open this plus a Abyssal, the game just ends. So, yeah, I feel like that was all I needed. I didn't really want to overside for the mirror match too, because like the more cards you take out, the more you can play the game yourself. So, Scatter Shot only made it twice the entire tournament in Swiss. It only came up because I messed up. I was with a tool of my opponent. I ended up not because I messed up game 2. So game 3 I Scatter Shot for game. And then the other time, I Scatter Shot him. And it was a draw because I got Mystic Mind, so I needed to go game 2 and Scatter Shot him.
Yeah.
3 talents. I said this in going first with Call by the Groove. Yeah, talents is not much to say. Like usually if they play on your turn, you can like take their Collider Heart, dark it back, and then shuffle back their card. So I didn't think that card was that good going second. That's why I didn't main it. But I feel like it's really broken going first, so I main it.
Yeah.
I mean sided for going first. Shifter, Spooky Dogwood, everything. But it's actually bad in the main deck because if you get called by, you can chain a shuffler and this doesn't resolve.
Yeah,
and I actually did that before in one of my Swiss rounds. I wanted call by me on my Sharon when I was fusing. I would go chain effect or shuffle back, search another Sharon, go Sharon effect for my hand because he couldn't resolve the call by, which is crazy.
Oh, that's nice.
Yep. Duster. It's a 1-of back removal. It was a 15 card. I didn't really know what it could have been, but yeah. And 3 Dark Holes is the spice.
That's the real spice, bro.
So the reason why you played this card was because like against like the Flu matchup, you obviously like Dark Hole is obviously crazy. Like you just go like normal summon, right? You go like normal summon. They activate their field spell, or they activate like the trap, and they usually make Riser. They Riser your whatever. Then you go Dark Hole, and then you just activate Sharon or whatever, and you keep playing, or you go like Keldro pitch like a mill 5 and the game just ends.
Yeah.
So the other reason was because the reason why you play Dark Hole not Raigeki is because like you could also like set a tier monster and just Dark Hole your opponent while you have the Pellerino up, which outs mine because you Dark Hole your opponent, you Dark Hole yourself, you trigger the tier name, you make Kit or whatever, make a Rua whatever, then you trigger the Pellerino to pop their mind, but you're able to fusion summon because you and your opponent both control no monsters with Dark Hole.
Yeah.
The other application was because against the Exorcister matchup, they always summon Magnificent Defense mode, and if they don't control an Exorcister monster, they can't use Returnia. So you just Dark Hole them and the game just ends. And like the deck has a lot of issues with carrying their resources. So like Dark Hole is like really crazy for that. Like another play that you could also do is like you can like make them commit to like their Vadis and then Dark Hole them and clear all their monsters that have no follow up, and then you just win the grind game.
Yeah.
So yeah, Dark Hole was like I never cited it because it never came up, but in theory for those type of decks, this card was like would have been insane.
Yeah, card's crack.
Yeah.
Crack. Heck yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much the deck profile. Yeah, so I was just saying, I think the format's it's pretty skillful. I mean, it's a lot for like the average player base for sure. But it's like I feel like it's really fun. So if you guys want to give it a shot and learn it, I highly recommend you jump into the game. But other than that, that's it.
For sure, man.
Signing out.
Always great to see you, man.
Thank you.
Congrats on that top. Thank you.
Peace.